Hello and welcome to the Manifestation Mastery course. This is video 50. And stay to the end of this video because I'm going to give you access to another resource where I'm going to share with you some specifics. I'm going to be talking to you about something you can do to radically transform your life and your emotions to get out of a rut if you're in a rut emotionally or financially. And today is going to be a free gift. I'm going to give you a free gift today, so watch this video all the way till the end. So, sudden change. One thing that we can be certain is that things will change. The world changes, the day changes, the weather changes, your moods change. That is one thing that we can be sure of: change. When it comes to manifesting the life of your dreams, you can follow all of the rules. In this video series, the Manifestation Mastery course, I give you some extremely important tools and knowledge and information on how to get the universe to obey you. And let me just say that that is your destiny. You may not fulfill it, but in terms of what you are here destined to be, you are destined to be someone that has the ability to walk through life and get the universe to obey your commands and your intentions. Now, that may take some training, that may take some knowledge, and I'm willing to bet that a lot of you, especially if you're watching this for the first time, you may have some misunderstandings about how you relate to the universe, what your relationship to the universe is, who you are. And I talk a lot about that in this series. But today, I'm just going to deal with something very simple. Sometimes we can just beat our heads against the wall trying so hard, and sometimes it's just simply move 5 feet and step forward, there's a doorway. And sometimes it's just as simple as making a change. Sometimes it's just that simple. So I've been thinking about, my apologies, by the way, for being late with this installment of the Manifestation Mastery series. I went through a move. So I was moving and I was very involved and wrapped up in that. So I didn't have the time that I normally had. But there was another reason. The other reason is that I was really struggling. I was in a lot of emotional turmoil because of recent events that had happened in my life. And very briefly, what I'm going to tell you is that I made a decision to move. I'm currently right now traveling through Australia. What I've been doing is I've been living in holiday rentals. This is another house that I'm renting that I get to live in and enjoy. And I wasn't, stuck in any one place or set in any one place. I would just move every 30 or 60 days to a new house. And, I tended to stay in one general area because I really liked this place. My main goal was to come out here and surf. My parents are dead. My friends have all moved away or gotten married or what have you. And my fiance, who I was planning to make a life with, she unfortunately passed away a couple of years ago. So I ended up with all of this freedom and decided, you know what, I'm just going to go pick up and I'm going to live in Australia for a while because they've got great surfing and great beaches, and we'll see what happens. So that's what I've been doing. And then I got involved with a woman. It looked like it was going to turn into something very serious. It was one of those whirlwind romances that just catches you up. And so I ended up signing a year lease, which is not something I came here to do, on a house, 3.5 hours south of here. And things turned very sour very fast, and that relationship completely, totally fell apart in really hurtful and horrible and destructive ways that I didn't see coming. And then I ended up having this house with no furniture, and I was locked into this year lease in this house, and I realized I did not like the area. I did not like the surfing. I did not like the waves, and it was a great place to visit. It was basically this jungle, this crazy, hardcore rainforest jungle with all kinds of giant bats and crazy kooky birds, and you know it was just a really intense, energetically intense place. And so I talk about it a little bit, but I had the worst holiday season of my life, all things considered. The most lonely, the most horrible, painful holiday experience of my life. And so I did not feel very confident towards the end, before I finally moved back here. I was only there for a couple of months. I didn't feel confident doing this video series because I was, quite frankly, I didn't know where things were going or what to do. I was really emotionally torn up by the breakup of this relationship. And anyway, I ended up just taking my own advice. So what I did is I took my own advice, and I went and I would say, okay, what would I tell myself if I was myself 6 months ago and somebody explained to me, where they were at and what they were doing. And so I listened to what I would have said. What I would have said was, yep, you're in this year lease and you have to, legally follow through with it, and you're stuck, and you're going to have to go through all this, and there's all these problems about finding another place afterwards, and blah, blah, blah. And then I would have said to myself, listen, what does your soul tell you? And I realized that my soul was telling me I need to get out of here, at whatever the cost. I need to just pick up and move. And so I did. I went online and I found a place to live. It was another holiday rental, and it happened to be the first house that I stayed at when I got here to Australia 7 months ago. If you remember, if you were watching that in one of my first videos, the redefining myself was done right here in this very table at this very spot in this house. And so I liked it, and it was available, and it was really inexpensive. And so I went and grabbed it up for 6 months, and then I just packed up and I left the house. And I told the rental company, I said, I'm moving out. I gave them a reason why I was leaving. They didn't have to know all the truth, but I said, I have to leave. I've got an emergency and I've got to leave. Please start showing it. And so they have been. And the last week I was there, they were showing it to people. So everything works out. If everything works out the way it's supposed to, somebody else will take up the lease and I won't have to come out of pocket. But one of the interesting things is it's only been 24 hours since I've been here. And I already feel so much different. I feel so much better. I'm happier. I have hope. I'm excited about moving forward. That relationship that was just so horrific and so painful, it feels like it's miles and miles, light years away. Whereas just 2 days ago, I was literally, as I'm packing things up, I was crying, and I was so angry, and I was so hurt, and I just couldn't imagine picking myself up after that. But all it took was a change. And when I got here, as soon as I got here, there was a person that I had some contacts here and some friends here, and there was one person in particular that I really wanted to reach out to, who I got to know a little bit, who I have a lot of respect for. And, this is really important. If you're one of these people, you're just doing it by yourself, you're doing yourself a huge disservice. You should always have somebody in your life that you look to as a mentor. And, this is what I offer, thunderwizard.com. One of the things I offer in apprenticeship is I'll mentor you through whatever it is that you want. If you want to learn the spiritual stuff, you want to learn the Qigong, you want to learn the astrology, the runes, or if you just want to learn how to work through your own personal blocks and have everything you want in life. This is what apprenticeship is all about. I've been having a hard time connecting with my mentor who's back in the States. He's got a lot of other things going on, and he doesn't have as much time. And so I knew as soon as I got back here, what I wanted to do is I wanted to find that other gentleman that I had met up here. This is a guy who, healed himself from cancer and diabetes and has this really great life. And, doctors are telling him he was going to die. He's doing something right. So as soon as I got here, I unpacked, I took a swim in the ocean, and then I went to the grocery store. Sure enough, who was standing outside right as I walked up? That guy. And I walked up to him because it was like I knew it was this, yes, universe, thank you. I made the right decision. That was like you made the right decision. You moved. Good. You moved back. Good for you. You didn't stay stuck. And I walked right up to him and I said, hey, I need a mentor and I want to work with you. Give me your number. And so he did. And anyway, I'm really excited about that. And I'm going to do some things differently this time. So talking about change, I'm going to do some things differently. I was isolating a little bit when I was here last time. Now I did make some friends and I did start teaching. I started teaching African drumming. And before I came back, I called the student that I had worked with who had helped put things together. And I said, hey, are you still willing to be a part of the class? So it looks like that class is going to go through. He said, yeah. And I'm going to start teaching some other stuff. I'm going to start teaching maybe some Qigong, who knows. And get back into what I came here to do. I came here to be free. I came here to just rent, places and live in beautiful, tropical paradise and surf and all of that. And I'm just going to focus on what is really important to me. But the great thing is that as soon as I got here, the energy of this place started changing everything. And so I started thinking about, what to talk about in terms of, sometimes it's just something really simple. There's some stuff on the Manifestation Mastery course. If you want to sign up for that, go to thunderwizard.com and look for Manifestation Mastery course, which should be on the right side of the page, and click subscribe. And you can get into some really in-depth teaching and training where I get very specific with high-level things that you can do to create the life of your dreams. But sometimes it's just something really simple. And this one was it. Just simply get up and move, no matter what. And that was one of those situations where, the energy of that place was just pulling me down further and further and further. And it was getting harder and harder and harder to make decisions and to take action. And if I had followed, what you're supposed to do on paper, well, you got to stay there until somebody rents the place and then you can go I'd still, obviously I'd still be there, but I think I'd be there for a lot longer. But the fact that I said, you know what, I don't care what happens, what the cost is, I'm leaving. I'm walking away from this house. And I'm going to do it constructively. I'm going to, I'm in communication with the property management company, so I haven't disappeared. But soon as I took action, everything started changing. And now that I'm here, it's just, I can feel it. The energy is popping back and forth. And I am not at all thinking about what I was thinking about just 24 hours ago. So sometimes it's just the simplest thing to do is just make a change. So that's what I'm going to talk about in the next video. I told you I was going to give you a freebie, and the freebie is you're going to go to thunderwizard.com and you're going to look for the second half of this video. This is the A video, 50A. You're going to look for 50B, which is going to have that same picture, which I put on the front, which says, time for a change. And what did I say on there? I said, hang on, what did I say? I said, oh, sorry, I don't want that. Go away. I want this. Simple cure for depression and poverty, time for change, how to create success in your life. So go to 50A and look for this picture and you can see the second installment of this. And this one is free. Normally, if you want to get the answers to the questions, because I'll drop a question in the A videos of the Manifestation Mastery course. And normally the B videos, you have to go ahead and subscribe if you want to see it. If you want to subscribe, I highly recommend it. It's only $50 a month, which is, the price of a coffee. So if you say, I don't have the money, well, just don't buy, that expensive coffee at Starbucks, every on your way to work. Make coffee at home and take it with you. That'll save you the same amount of money. But this time you're just going to go to thunderwizard.com and you're going to see it. And I'm going to give you some real simple tips. And these are things I've done in the past. Real simple tips to change. And I'm going to share with you a deep shamanic truth about making changes in your life. And this is going to blow your mind. What happens to you not only mentally but energetically when you make big changes in your life and you change. It actually is an incredibly powerful spiritual tool for spiritual warriors. So I'm going to explain that, and I'm just going to give you some real simple things that you can do to bring this change into your mind, change your brain chemistry, change your energy. And when you do that, you send a clear message to the universe that says, I want positivity, I want success, I want all good things to come to me, and the universe will start bringing those things to you. Remember, the universe reacts to you. We talk a lot about that a lot. In any case, go to thunderwizard.com and look for Manifestation Mastery Course 50A, having to do with change. I'll see you over there.